Was that the era when like Larry Page or whatever decided that there's no need for managers? That's why they just fired all of them?
I don't think so much they fired them, but they would just
Okay.
hired a lot of engineers and they
Okay.
didn't hire managers to go along with it. Yeah, I think there was this idea that management was bad in some capacity. I understand where they're coming from. I definitely don't agree. I think good management is actually one of the most incredible supportive things you can possibly have in an organization. But I think that they were a lot of the people who had come to believe that management was bad were just coming from really bad management. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, it's like certainly bad management is worse than no management, but good management's better than all of it, right? The other thing that was interesting about Google at the time was that they were growing so quickly that, you know, if you didn't like what you were doing, you only had to wait a couple of months and some new person would take over, you know? So that papers over a lot of issues. I think there was a belief that Google had solved management problems through software or something like that. That was another thing. There was a belief that by writing internal software systems to do a lot of the blocking and tackling that managers might do. And they certainly had tech leads, which serve a managerial purpose for just dividing work up. I think there was a belief that they'd solve that issue. And once the company, you know, there's a law of large numbers. And even though Google's been very successful, at some point they had to grow slower. And when that started to happen, the need for managers became much more obvious. And sure enough, at this point, I don't know what the ratio is, but I'm sure it's not 150 to 1 anymore. So that, you know, they realized that they needed to correct that. But yeah, it was liberating in the sense that you could do whatever you want, but I think it was pretty disorganized and not very efficient.